It looks like Tesla robotaxis may not have robots in them after all, at least not in the beginning, but I think it's a good thing. So let me tell you all about this coming up next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric!
Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. And of course, thank you so much to my Patreons for supporting this independent channel, including Hans-Peter Hauser. Thank you so much for becoming a Patreon. The only place where you can watch these videos live. If you want to join, go into the description of this video. There's a link. So thank you so much. All right. So as you know, there was a Tesla shareholder meeting yesterday. I did a recap. Quite a few things that Elon has mentioned. Nothing huge, but there are a couple things that actually deserve its own attention. And I mean that besides him calling e-tron a turd, basically. Some people think he was joking. I think it was very calculated. I don't think it's a big deal, but I already have a video about it, so you can watch that. But this is something more serious. So as you know, in the last workshop that Tesla had for investors, it was Autonomous Day, I believe it was called. He mentioned that the Model 3s, the fleet that they are putting out there right now, and I'm actually going to assume a Model S and Model X at some point, are ready to be turned into robotaxis where they can just drive around on their own and basically being like Lyft and Uber without drivers. At some point by the end of 2020, in terms of technology, that should be ready by the beginning of 2020, but of course there are regulators and all of that stuff. Now, most people believe that it's a little bit, as always, optimistic, let's just say that, but at the same time, it is coming. Now, and that's how everything was kind of left at that point, that it's going to be robotaxis whenever it happens, maybe 2021, maybe 2022. The latter one is what most people are saying that's probably going to happen. But during the shareholder meeting, he actually was answering a question about maybe having this Tesla network, the original name for it, actually be launched with the drivers, just basically the way Uber and Lyft works, and basically there will be a good way to test a lot of different things. And there's obviously the app and the car features and just growing the membership and stuff like that. Now this would be something that would be limited to Tesla drivers in the Tesla network. As we know, there's about half a million Teslas on the road right now. That should be doubled definitely by the end of the next year for sure, but probably sometime closer to the end of the summer of the next year. So there's going to be a pretty significant fleet, and it looks like Elon was open to that. And this is the first time we've heard him being open to that. And a lot of people were like, well, this may not be a bad idea. Those companies, Uber and Lyft and a few other car sharing services, they are valued at a lot of money. So hey, why not? Now, I think this could be a really good idea, but also could be a bit of a strain on the company. So let's break this down into positives and negatives. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out the all-electric SUV called M-Byte, coming to the US and Europe by the end of next year. Maybe along with the robotaxis. Join myself and 50,000 other people who already reserved this one with $0 down and about, I don't know, it took about 60 seconds of my time. So go to the description of this video to get your Byton today. All right, so let's talk about the positives and negatives for the Uber/Lyft type of a service that Tesla may be planning. Keep forgetting that I put that in, but anyway, so all right, so let's talk about positives. Now obviously, if they successfully launch that service, it will definitely just add to their revenues almost right away, because this is going to be a software service, meaning they got everything already. They have cars on the road, they have the app. This is just a matter of writing a better app or adding that portion to the app. Obviously some logistics, obviously some legal stuff, but nobody needs to build a factory, nobody needs to unveil a new model, nobody needs to take another loan for this. I mean, this is kind of a free there for Tesla, that's just, they can just take it, right? And I think the software development, something they can do, and so the minimum investment, and especially the amount of time that it should take, can easily have Tesla launch this by the end of this year. So that's great. Now, the revenues they can collect from this, and obviously the revenues that Tesla drivers can make on this, is a win for everybody. Think about all of this new cool, communities and add-ons that people are going to be coming out with. So this could be another craze for the Tesla community, and especially because there's so many Tesla Model 3 drivers out there. Tesla Model S, Tesla Model X drivers, usually those are pretty well-off people, and they may not necessarily need to drive a Uber or Lyft. But if you're buying a Tesla Model 3, you're maybe in a lower income categories compared to Model S and Model X owners. Not all, but I'm just saying more so. And there's just more Model 3 owners out there. So this kind of makes sense because I see how, some people might just drive around. Some people actually like doing it. I know people who don't need to be driving Uber or Lyft, but they like talking to people and they work from home and, maybe an idea for myself. But, they work from home, they're bored, they just want to drive around and talk to people and make a little bit of extra money. Some just get off on the idea that they have a free Tesla because, when they Uber around, they essentially make enough money to make that payment, that monthly payment, and cover their electricity bills and their insurances. So they literally have a free car while kind of doing something that they kind of enjoy anyway. So that's definitely a thing. Now, as far as the negatives are concerned, here's the thing. Obviously, and I really don't see that many negatives, but here's the thing, the network will be much smaller, right? So if I'm just a regular a Joe who just wants to get to the airport, or to get from a bar after hours home, safe without driving a car, I don't care which backseat of which car I'm going to be sitting in. Like, this is not a Maybach, right? The backseat of the Model 3 is really not much better than the backseat of the Honda Accord. Let's be honest here, right? So why would they essentially go into the network that has way less drivers available than into the network that has more? I mean, this is, and obviously the prices are going to be higher because I'm assuming Uber Black, I think that kind of pricing would be applied, for Tesla cars because those are premium cars. So that's the only thing, is that I'm not really sure how many people would want to be customers and also drive. If you have a Tesla and you want to join an Uber or Lyft, now you can still make a lot of good money. So why join Tesla One instead? What is the unique value proposition there? I don't know. And this, I guess, is where you guys can chime in and tell me if I'm missing something. Before that, of course, I would love if you join my VIP list. That's free. That already exists. Go to e4lecture.com/VIP and you get a bonus story at the end of each week. They're just the stories that we didn't have a chance to cover. There's this, all-electric jet ski, no, all-electric a motorboat. There's something. It's something really cool that's electric, but on the water. Can't believe it's escaping. But anyway, we're probably going to do a story about that just because there's so many news that we can't fit that one in, but it's going to be in our newsletter. So don't forget to subscribe to that. But now let me know. Tell me, if you have a Tesla, would you use it to do the ride sharing? Or if you don't have a Tesla, or just if you're a potential Uber or Lyft customer, would you specifically use the Tesla network? All right, looking forward to that. Other than that, see you next time. And remember to stay charged.